What is going on, guys, and welcome to the third and final part of our cancelled Sonic games series. Now, if you haven't seen the first two, just click these links on the screen here and it'll take you straight to those videos. Now, to continue with the Sonic theme, let's begin by discussing the first game, Sonic 16. Now, Sonic 16 was an early design idea created by STI discussed in our second video. Now, this game was to be developed for the Sega Genesis. It was going to be based off of the Sonic cartoon, just like Sonic X-treme. Peter Morowick and John Dugan put it together shortly after the completion of Sonic Spinball. The demo was dated for November 1993. The game was meant to be 16 megs or 2 megabytes, and the artwork of the game was to directly reflect the style used in the cartoon series, rather than the usual Sonic games. Sprites and level art would generally be larger in size than what they normally would be in a Sonic game. Now, even though it appeared to be slower paced than the other Sonic games, it was meant to contain faster moving segments. It was also to be more story driven rather than reaching the end of a level. This is because they wanted the game to intertwine with the cartoon itself. Now, even though Sonic moves slower, he was given new moves as well. It's important to note that even though this was a side-scroller, Sonic was also able to move up and down on the levels. He was also able to hold his back to the wall to evade detection and peek around corners. He can also grab and pull himself up on ledges, which was a first for the series as well. A ring attack was also shown where Sonic uses rings from his life bar and throws them to kill enemies. A buzzsaw move could also be used to clear obstacles. This would be performed in midair. Spike Blast is another move that was shown, in which quills are shot in 8 directions outward from the player, damaging the surrounding enemies. Now, unfortunately, the video playing in the background is the only known footage to exist of Sonic 16. Now let's discuss the next game, Sonic Ride. Sonic Ride is an unreleased arcade ride made by Sega, where the ride-goer would get a feeling of what it's like running alongside Sonic. The ride itself was never released, but the video which would played was released as an extra on Sonic Jam. Now, a funny situation, GamePro accidentally mistook images from this video as the first release images of Knuckles Chaotix in an article from one of its issues. Parts of the video were also used in a music video for They Call Me Sonic. Sonic Ride was also unveiled in an interview with Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic, in an issue of Saturn Power. Now, the sequence of the video shows a series of sights which would be recognizable to all Sonic fans. Things such as Green Hill Zone, Casino Zone, Buzz Bombers, Moto Bugs, and even Dr. Robotnik himself. And yes, his name is Robotnik, not Eggman or whatever stupid name they've given him nowadays. Now let's discuss a lesser known title, Sonic DS. Sonic DS was a tech demo for the Nintendo DS. It was shown during the May E3 2004 convention. The UK-based official Nintendo magazine ran an article on it which praised its visuals as being the best that the Nintendo DS had to offer. The title was also criticized as having a very bland gameplay mechanics. The magazine compared it to being the Nintendo DS's equivalent to a 100-meter button dash. Elements from this demo were used to make Sonic Rush, which became the first Sonic game for the Nintendo DS. The way the game worked was the stylus had to be moved left and right quickly on the touchscreen to make the character run faster. Jumping was done by touching the top of the touchscreen, but was hardly necessary as there were very few platform elements in the game. After running a short distance, the player would reach a new level of Sonic speed, which causes the screen to blur. After passing the finish line, a ranking is given which is based off the achieved max speed, rings, and the time taken to finish the level. A screen then appeared afterwards with a note to keep an eye out for Sega's titles on the DS. Now, unfortunately, that E3 tech demo is the only known footage to exist of this game. And finally, let's discuss the last peculiar title, Sonic the Hedgehog X-treme. Sonic the Hedgehog X-treme is not to be confused with Sonic X-treme. This game was believed to be an early pitch of Sonic Riders by Visionscape Interactive. The game was probably made around 2004 or 2005. Now, early in 2011, a demo was found in an Xbox development kit. This game was unlike any other Sonic game during its time. As you see in this video, the majority of this game involved Sonic riding around in a hoverboard. The game consisted of 3 modes: single player, combat mode, and mission mode. Single player is self-explanatory. In mission mode, the goal of the mission was to get a key and then open a lock. The game mode itself ends as soon as the key is obtained. This mode is likely unfinished as the game freezes as you progress in the mode. The combat mode is a small area of 4 subzones. There are 4 keys, 1 for each zone. There are also grenades, firecrackers, homing rockets, and mines that can be used as weapons towards other players or to destroy crates. Now apparently there isn't a way to win, lose, or leave without quitting, as this mode is heavily glitched. It was said that Shadow was also a playable character in this mode. Now several review sites were able to get their hands on a playable version of this game and was met with terrible reviews. Now I gotta admit that we're very hard on this game given that it was only a beta, but that's just my opinion. And just as an added bonus and to make sure I cover all of the cancelled Sonic games, I'm going to mention a few titles that were almost immediately cancelled or not much is known about them. Now really quick, let's talk about Sonic Jr. Sonic the Hedgehog Jr. is what is thought to be an undeveloped game for the Sega Pico. It would star a young version of Sonic. The game was never released, so it was never known what adventures the young Sonic was going to go on. The next is a Sonic title that was actually never given a name. The image here shows an untitled and unfinished video game featuring Sonic and was sort of a stepping stone to the development of Sonic X-treme. Now according to Chris Sen, this mockup was created before Sonic 3D and was created during the development of the 32X. Nothing else is known of this title. Another title is Sonic Udasoft. Sonic's Udasoft was an unreleased educational game featuring Sonic the Hedgehog and was developed for the Sega Master System. The game was developed by Teartrix Design Studios in 1991 at the request of the video game's publisher US Gold. Once again, nothing else is known of this game. The next is a port of Sonic the Hedgehog for the Amiga. This was a cancelled port that was planned but never released. It was only shown in June's 1991 issue of Computer and Video Games magazine. Next was Sonic Sports. The March 1995 issue of Game Players described the game as being similar to Acme All-Stars but using Sega characters instead. These characters included Sonic, Tails, and Rice Star. Games hinted at being available included basketball, volleyball, and soccer. And once again, nothing else is known of this game. This was the only time this game was ever mentioned. And the last of these unknown titles is Sonic X Chaos Emerald Chaos. This was a GBA video game pack for the Game Boy Advance, which was scheduled to be released sometime after the release of Sonic X: A Supersonic Hero. It was to contain 2 more episodes of Sonic X. This volume would have contained episodes 3 and 4 of Season 1. But then it was official that it would not be released due to its fails, making A Supersonic Hero the only game pack featuring Sonic X to be released for the Game Boy Advance video. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps up our unreleased Sonic games 3-part series. Check out some of my other videos if you have a chance, and check out Big Cultures for any other video game content needs. I'll see you all next time.